Alright, who do we have here?
Hello, my name is Alan Vera.
And you got top 8?
Yeah,
Cool stuff. Miami OTS?
Yeah, I got top 8 at the Cool Stuff Miami OTS Championship with Exodia Millenium.
Let's get into it.
Yep, so for the main deck, we're playing 45 cards. You don't really want to stick to a hard 40 just to mitigate seeing the Garnets as much as possible, because we play multiple sets with the Garnets. But so let's start off with one of the most important cards in the deck, Shield of the Millennium Dynasty. So Shield, all of the Millenniums have an effect to pay 2k life and then search the deck for another Millennium card or the field spell or the Ankh. This one switches to Ankh, which is probably the most important one. This is the one you want to resolve the most often because you want to get Ankh in your hand so you can both not have to pay for the other Millennium effects because you either pay 2k reveal an Ankh or just to have like further setup. So this guy gets you there. He also cannot be destroyed by spell trap effects, which is relevant. Makes him immune to certain removal in this format. I like him a lot. Makes it really good into Tenpai, for example, because they can't just drop a Regeki on if you have it on the field or drop like a Feather Duster to blow it up in a spell trap zone. It's good. Then there is Sengenjin. This one searches any Millennium monster by paying 2k, revealing Ankh and summoning for the spell trap zone. It's also really good. This is like one of the bread and butter ones. He gets you here. He gets you to whichever one you don't have. There's a couple ones I'm not playing that he gets you to. And he's also a level 8, which is relevant for certain builds that focus on putting out rank 8s. On top of that, he cannot be destroyed by monster effects, which is really good. Makes him immune to Princess, makes him immune to a lot of stuff. I like it a lot, this format. And in addition to that, I feel that something is worth mentioning. He can search himself. So if you already have the other stuff you need, you can search another one for the next turn follow-up. Then we have Golem that guards Millennium Treasures. This is the least good one, but it's still really good because it gets you the field spell, which also gets you your setup. And the field spell says if any of you guys get destroyed, it's a Millennium, you put in this full trap zone instead of sending him in the graveyard, giving you a lot of follow-up. And in addition to that, he's just a starter sometimes. He's a more clunky starter, but he still gets you there. His bonus effect is that your Ankh cannot be negated, so it's really strong as well playing into boards. The activation of Ankh cannot be negated, which is really strong. And on top of that, he just lets you put out more bodies so you can make a bunch of links. Then we have some of the non-engine. We play Triple Shifter because the deck does not care about the graveyard at all, except for one card, which isn't even too crazy. It is just insane, this format. It helps equalize against certain decks, helps them, like, if I'm going second, I can drop it so they don't make a full board and then I just, like, kill them on my turn. Or if I'm going first, I can just set up full board without having to worry about, like, a Droplet, Ghost Ogre, or Droll, or Veiler, and then just, like, make board and my opponent still can't play. It's really good. Then we have some more non-engine, triple Golem and triple Sphere Mode. These serve the same role. You don't really need a normal in this deck, so they're really strong. And since we don't have that much room for non-engine, we're playing the ones that have the most impact, while also just like being the most versatile. You can argue that Sphere Mode is a little more versatile this form because a lot of people are putting out multiple boards with like a lot of bodies, so it's really strong. But being able to Golem multiple times is also really good. They have their own merits, like unique to themselves, but I find them both incredibly powerful. Definitely above warp main decking. Because you're also like, usually you won't die to your board just being very stiff. Like it's very tough to break usually, since your guy is indestructible and you're putting out a huge body. So you just use this on the crackback to blink your opponent's interaction and then play and then kill them. And then we have some of the Garnets. Cobalt Evil. We are playing the Crystal Beast Rainbow Pitch package because it gets you to the field spell. It's the least bad Garnet because you can put it back in deck using your normal summon. So it's the one that has the most versatility of the Garnets. Then there's the Exodia themselves. Exodia and the 4 pieces. You don't ever want to see these in hand unless you're seeing like all 5 at once. Or I guess 3 technically if you have Ankh or a way to get to Ankh. Because then you can theoretically try and get to 5. I had a game today where I opened 3 pieces, was still able to play, and then crashed the Dark to search a piece, and then banished the Trap to search another piece to get all 5 to win off of the Exodia effect, so that was pretty cool. And I believe those will be all of the monsters. Then we have 3 Ankh. This is the star of the deck. This is what makes it work. So it's like a better Brand Fusion because it's going to be Ash Blossom. So you reveal pieces in your hand, field, or your deck, and fusion summon Exodia using them. And any pieces already in hand stay in hand, while anything else gets shuffled back into deck. And Ankh also shovels it back into deck, so if it gets a gate. So that way you can just like have a little loop going with it, keep on searching it, make sure to avoid the graveyard. It does shuffle any non-Exodia or Millennium monsters on resolution though, so do keep that in mind, but we play with that in mind already, so it's not really too much of a hindrance. Then we have Triple Waju Temple. This card is the field spell for the deck. You place any monster from your hand to the spell trap zone as a continuous spell, and then place a Millennium monster from the deck as a continuous spell. So it gets you to your engine. It's really strong. It also gives you Millennium's protection in the form of when they're destroyed, they get put back into spell traps, and it's really nice. I like the card a lot. It's also reusable. Can't be Ash Blossom as well, which is really nice. It also usually baits out Ogre, like if I'm not already using Shifter in effect. It's really good. Then there is one Obliterate Blaze. This is an OTK tool. You target a level 10 or higher card with Exodia in the original name and give it the effect where you can pop all spell traps on both sides of the field, if any, and then equip it with all the Exodia pieces from deck that give it 2k attack for each and also piercing damage. So let's see OTK. This deck's really real only issue is losing to exactly Spirit of Yubel. This also loses to it, but it beats everything else, so you still play it. Let's see OTK because your life is getting eaten up, which kills your boss monster's attack usually. Then we have some more non-engine. Well, I guess technically it's engine, so it's weird to say that. But triple Foolish Burial Goods. Goods gets you to your engine in the form of getting Temple and a monster, so you get that going immediately. Or if you already have Exodia access, you search this card, Secret Village. Secret Village is busted. This card is absolutely gross. It is insane. I love this thing. It just wins games on its own. It's also only really iffy into Snake Eye Fiendsmith, which is popular, but it's still decent against it because it forces them to play in a really weird manner. So I still like it. The card is just insane, so you play it. Then we have Triple Pot of Prosperity. We don't really care about too much of the extra deck. You just keep your Exodias, keep some utility links, maybe a Typhon, and you're fine. Helps you get into engine, helps you search non-engine if you already have full board set up. It's really strong. And then Terraforming. More ways to get into engine or the village, enough said. Then we have Exod Fires of Rage. We're only playing one. Some lists play more than one, but I like one because usually you're just trying to OTK on your turn 3. It just says if you control a big guy, you destroy all cards your opponent controls. Really strong card. And in the graveyard, you can banish it to shuffle any pieces that are banished from your graveyard back into deck. So you can keep using Ankh if any of them get out of there. Or you can search a piece. So if you, let's say you have 3+, you can reasonably be able to win off of the Exodia effect by just searching a piece. Or you just search a Garnet so you don't have to, you lower the chance of drawing into one of the Garnets when you're trying to draw into specific stuff. It's good. Then we have some more bricks. Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. It is a brick every single time except against specifically Yubel. If you open this against Yubel, it's kind of funny because you can just like let them play and then activate this after they use all their effects and then just reset the game because both players will shuffle everything from hand, field, and grave into deck and then draw 5, except for this. And I actually pulled it off against a Yubel player and it won me the game because they already used all their effects, they drew a new 5 but couldn't play, and then they just came back to my turn and I killed them. Usually you never want to open, that's like the one scenario where it's good, but it's nice that it has something to do if you just like brick on it. But other than that, we're always trying to just send it to the graveyard, banish it because it gets you into engine or gets you into the village if you already have engine. And then last but not least, we have, before we get to the other non-engine, we have Soletric. A lot of lists are playing Azaroon as their bunny target, but I prefer this one because it's being a pseudo hot red in this format is really good. I value being able to blink field spells that are problematic or blanking continuous spells that are problematic or monster with ignition effects. It's really good. You can blank a princess with it, you can blank Nightmare Pain with it, you can blank any of a bajillion field spells with it, you can blank continuous spells with it, you can blank the Tempai field spell, you can blank a Tempai monster. It's super strong.
And is it for the turn or just permanently?
For the turn, I believe, but also just not being killable by battle due to being an illusion with the text is just super good.
Definitely.
It's a way to just wall up until your next turn. It's one of the reasons why this deck's like usually will make it to turn 3 and then be able to OTK on the crackback. I really like it. Then 3 Imperm. It's the best hand trap I feel for this deck that works the most and doesn't turn on talents because we're only playing 12 real breakers and hand traps, so I feel I want to play the most impactful ones, and Imperm is a hand trap that does not turn on talents card, which is really good and also works top decking it. If I top deck it, I'm fine. Like, I don't mind top decking an Imperm because I can just use it into a board, which is really good. So it's really nice. And then we have the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're playing 1 Donner, Dagger for Hire. It's just a removal piece, gets rid of a Goose, which is nice, even though it's not being summoned that much. It's just a really good card in general. Being spot removal is always really nice. On top of it, just because like you're getting 2 bodies in your main combo, so you have ways to go into stuff. So a lot of the extra deck is utility links like this. Phoenix is another one. Phoenix is really good removal, just a really good card in general. Enough said. Rabbit is one of the stars of this deck. So you have 2 bodies in your main combo usually, in addition to the Exodia. So you make Rabbit, set the trap card, and then activate the Ankh to summon Exodia, and the trap will stay there and act as removal and interruption, while the Rabbit will get shuffled back. But Rabbit already did its job of setting the trap, so you're like chill with that. Rabbit's also just really nice. Some games you won't even summon Exodia and go sit on a bunch of guys. You can use Rabbit as spell trap removal as well. It's not often, but it happens. And theoretically, if you get games where you just shuffle rabbit back in, activate a trap, and then activate another unk to shuffle it back in on turn 4, you can remake it to set. It happens very rarely, but it being possible is nice. SP, more removal. This is really nice. Good card. Dark is insane. It's kind of funny because I had a game where I crashed the Dark to search a piece. It's super nice. It works. So you get the job done. It gets the job done unless you ladder into Selene access code. It's really nice. Osa, this deck is all Earths except for like Exodia and the trap. So it comes up, steals Fenrir, steals some other niche monsters. It's good. Then there is the Selene. Let's ladder into access code or revive a piece if you need to, or revive boss monster. It's good. Access code lets you go TK in really rough situations. Then I'm probably gonna cut these guys, but it is worth mentioning these are play molded deck. The train OTK. You rarely ever make them. I'm likely cutting them, but it is an option to have. I think I'd probably cut them for a Varudas and just any one other card like Goddess maybe, because Goddess lets you out really weird stuff. Because this deck has a lot of nice matchups this format, except for exactly Flu, which is a really rogue matchup, but it's worth mentioning. You have a weird Flu matchup and you have a weird Ubel matchup between Spirit being like the ultimate gate, like ultimate card this deck cannot deal with in terms of OTK. So I'm thinking of cutting this for Goddess, this for Varudas. I feel like they'd be better in these slots. Then we have the two Arsenals, Typhon, Zeus. Typhon's insane. Zeus is rarely summoned if ever, but it can be summoned and it's nice. This extra deck's not tight at all, so you can just mention a bunch of stuff. And then last but not least, we have 3 copies of Exodia. Exodia is just the star of the show, really good card. Side deck, Triple Ash. I have not missed it, not being named. It's fine. I don't want to give Snake Eyes a... Like, you're not drawing into much non-engine usually, so you want to make the ones you draw into count. Usually it's better post-hiding because you go to, like, 18 non-engine, like, post-hiding, so it's, like, easy to see multiple. Ash is just really good, but I don't feel like maining it because I don't want to play into stuff like, Charmer. I haven't missed it, though. It's fine. Bestials are super strong this format. This deck kind of combos with them a little better than others, so I like them a lot. You can even banish a shifter, activate another shifter if you get into weird situations. Triple Cosmic, triple board wipes. They're all good. These cards all don't really need an explanation. This is playable going first as well, which is nice into Tempai if you don't know they're making you go first or second. These are also really good, just removal. And then triple Evenly, I feel it doesn't really need much said, it's just really good. Opening double Evenly outs like everything under the sun because people usually only put one Omni negate if they even put up an Omni. It's just really good. And that's the profile.
Alright, any shoutouts?
Shoutouts to my parents for letting me play this game to the extent I do. Shoutouts to Top Toad Gaming, which is a little group I play with friends, my team. And shoutouts to, I would probably say shoutouts to you for letting me do this deck profile. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man, and congratulations.
Thank you.